They laughed when the janitor tried to speak, like his voice didn't matter, like he was invisible, like nothing he ever said could change anything at all. For years, no one in that school ever took him seriously, no matter how hard he worked or how quietly he observed everything happening around him. Students walked past him without a glance, teachers gave orders without respect, and even the principal barely remembered his name or existence. But one morning, something unusual happened, something no one expected, something that would completely change how they saw everything around them. The school gates stayed locked, the bell never rang, and confusion spread quickly as students and teachers gathered outside, asking the same question: what happened? His name was Daniel, but nobody called him that anymore, because to them he was just the janitor, a man whose story didn't seem worth knowing. Every morning before sunrise, he cleaned classrooms, fixed broken desks, and quietly handled problems no one else wanted to deal with or even notice. Students whispered behind his back, laughing and assuming he had failed in life, never imagining there could be more to him than what they saw. Daniel heard every word they said about him, every insult and every laugh, but he never reacted, never argued, and never tried to defend himself. Because deep down, Daniel knew something important. One day, the truth would reveal itself, and no one would be able to ignore it anymore. One afternoon, a group of students struggled with a difficult math problem, arguing loudly, frustrated, and completely stuck without any idea how to solve it. Daniel paused as he passed by, looked at the board carefully, and calmly told them they were solving it the wrong way entirely. They burst into laughter immediately, mocking him, telling him to go back to cleaning, convinced he had no place in their discussion. Without arguing, Daniel stepped forward quietly, picked up a marker, and wrote a single line on the board before walking away again. Minutes later, silence filled the room, as they realized his method worked perfectly, solving the problem they couldn't figure out for hours. After that moment, strange things started happening around the school, small at first, but impossible to ignore once people began noticing the pattern. Broken systems were suddenly repaired overnight, computers worked without issues, and electrical problems disappeared without anyone calling for outside help. Teachers assumed it was maintenance, students didn't question it, and life continued normally, even though none of it actually made sense. But one teacher, Mrs. Ada, noticed the pattern closely, realizing that every fix seemed to happen quietly and without recognition. She decided to stay late one evening, determined to find out what was really happening behind the scenes of the school. That night, she saw Daniel inside the lab, not cleaning like usual, but working on a computer with focus and speed she didn't expect. The screen displayed complex systems,